Hello and welcome to the first of 5 videos this week. These videos are basically being set up to take and walk you guys through some of the basics of some new things that are coming, some adjustments as well, but I kind of want to do it day by day so that you guys can take time and not have to sit through one massive video, and then turn to just kind of give a little bit more focus to each. So without further ado, one of the first things I'm going to talk about this week is a new setup of hosting. Pretty much the only way we've done hosting over the last couple of years is there's been points where there's three different business ones, there's been 3 different personal, there's been all these different setups, and again, the personal and the business plans are going to remain as is. They're going to continue to be business and personal, as well as the church hosting. So that thing there is going to change, but there's going to be a modification. There's going to be a new specialized hosting, and what I've kind of put together is this new system called built hosting. One of the most common problems that we have, that I see, is even though I have things like site builders and easy to install applications, the biggest problem is that not everyone is web savvy. Not everyone understands the basic use of, say, like a WordPress or a Drupal. Some people right now may be saying Drupal, WordPress. There's different things out there that for a lot of people it's just they're used to something like you sign up for a service and it provides everything up front and to the point. But with upfront to the point, even with prefab services, you come to a limit of what you can do sometimes. And where web hosting has always been a tremendous thing, there's so many things you can do on your own. There's so many things you can build, you can expand upon, and you can have just, sky's the limit. And so that's kind of where built hosting comes into play. So over the last couple of years, I've really worked with a lot of different types of industries. I've worked with photographers, I've worked with bloggers, e-commerce storefronts, I worked with bands, I've worked with just ministries. And so it's been one of those things over the last couple of years, having helped different groups build solutions that fit their needs. But that's where a lot of people have the issue is, say for instance, you watching right now are a FlockHoster and you've had your site set up. You came to me and I helped. You've put out the word. You send a friend to FlockHosting, and the biggest problem they come to is they look at the site and they say, okay, I don't know what to do. They know that they have their blog somewhere else and it's a prefab server with ads all over it, and there's a lot to change, there's a lot they could do, but they're not sure what they can accomplish. And that's what I want to kind of build out with built hosting. I want to take and have built solutions that include everything from a site layout, include the setup, some good tutorials and videos to walk you through how to do everything, as well as trying to build a community of different people. I've worked with photographers over the years, which I've learned things from one and learned from another, and we've built sites and we've expanded upon them. I want to do that same thing. I want to have a community, but I also want to have a service that is built to grow with you. It's going to have varied options of how you can get into it. It's going to have a little bit of a setup fee compared to others. But what that setup fee is going to cover is it's going to cover so much setup. It's going to cover the cost of a template. It's going to cover a whole bunch of different things that will belong to you in the end. But what will happen is, instead of you having to go through the big rigmarole of getting a whole bunch of things set up in a new world that maybe you don't understand, it'll take, and I'll be putting the work in for you. I'll be building out the template. I'll be building out the configurations, helping you get started, as well as some tutorials on how to do things like set up your own email account, set up spam filtering. Now, a lot of this, the core usage of just kind of using control panels and kind of getting used to uploading your files and managing your website. So the built will include also just flexibility. A lot of problems with not knowing the web and not knowing kind of what you're doing, where you're going, is you're not sure how much you're going to need. Are you going to need a whole bunch of storage, or are you going to need a whole bunch of bandwidth? Are you going to need a whole bunch of email? A lot of that's going to be simplified, but also a variable range. It's one of the things I really want to do. And so what I mean by variable range is, say you're a visitor and you're saying, okay, well, it says I get 1024 megabytes of storage. Well, 1 gigabyte of storage. What does that mean? That doesn't always equate to some people who maybe aren't computer savvy, aren't internet savvy. And so what my goal is to take and develop a package that, while the cost may be slightly more a month, a year, it will equate to have you have a wider range. You're not going to hit limits as quickly. You're going to have a variable so that your site has room to grow with you. The biggest discount I'm going to have available on all this is the yearly package. I want to make it something to where this isn't a monthly thing that's going to continue to affect your budget. It's an investment for a year, and each year that service can be renewed. But it will include everything. It's going to include the domain name. If you're doing e-commerce, it's going to include your SSL. If you're including a band and you need more storage, it's going to be built around these specialized areas, and it's going to really take and just be targeted. That way, if you are a complete newbie to the entire idea of a website, it's also going to include things like Skype time, where you can sit and chat with me. You can talk to me over voice. I'm going to try to make more time to take and with these packages interact with you, the customer, you, the visitor, who are looking at it and saying, okay, I really need to get this going. Well, I've been working with a couple different organizations. I've been working with a couple bands. I've been working with people that have been flock hosting for over 10 years. And we've always been able to, those who come forth and want that help, we build things up. And so to that same end, this is where this is going to come in handy here too. We're going to take and make sure that we have the resources available. We're going to have what we need available, and you guys can communicate to me. And there's going to be set things. There's going to be number of hours. There's going to be time. This will be built into everything. But this is going to be a whole new ballpark. This is going to be something that I really hope that you can have a friend who maybe is wanting to start a blog, but they don't know where to start, and they don't really want to go to something that has ads. They don't really want to go to something that's going to limit them, or 5 minutes into being popular, they're going to have a skyrocketed bill. So this is going to be services that are built to take and grow, and over the process of the year, they will still take advantage of all the other flock hosting perks. Customer Appreciation Month, still going to see upgrades. You're going to look at things like the Good Samaritan program, all the the good faith upgrades, all those things that are going to be available will still apply to this. So what's really I'm trying to do is make a setup that where no matter who you are, where you're going, or what you're wanting to do, you can come in, find a solution that fits for you, and then even have the help and assistance needed to take and grow it out and build it out to what you need it to be. So that's kind of what one of the first things is. This whole week is going to be about breaking out just some changes and things. I've got a list here in front of me of the different things that are going to be available. Changes in certain programs, different things here and there. Through this week, I just really hope that you'll be excited about some of these changes, and then there'll be things that I can count on you flock hosters as well as visitors that you come check out. Again, target for all of these is July 1st, so it's going to be a busy week. My July is already getting to be packed as it is, but I'm excited about these things. I'm excited to see what God can do with them and where God can take and help ministries get online, help businesses get online, help people who are trying to maybe make ends meet and try to have an e-commerce store because they make really cool crafts in their spare time, to build in those and help people build into social networking and really kind of offer some marketing and targeting help that normally would cost you extra, but just to kind of have resources available to you to where you can build up things to be something that's a benefit and a blessing to you. So stay tuned the rest of this week. There's going to be more videos. There's going to be more things coming up. It's just going to be a busy week of just kind of getting these out. Going to take and lay these out to where you guys, with each of these show notes, you're going to see just some of the more deeper rundown written underneath the blog post about kind of what's happening, the different options that will be within. So just stay tuned. If you have any questions, leave a comment, shoot me an email, chuck@flockhosting.com. That's no special email address or anything else, chuck@flockhosting.com. And if you guys have any other questions or would like to get in touch with me in any other ways, as usual, check the communicate page on flockhosting.com. Lots of different ways to get a hold of me and get in touch. But if you do have any questions, you have any comments, you have any ideas, feel free to get a hold of me, and I look forward to talk to you guys the rest of this week. Have a great day.